A prince. He's a prince!
Over $288 million at the box office. A pampered prince trading his palace for a queen's apartment. In a New York neighborhood where the fries are greasy, the barbershop debates run hot, and true love might just show up in a cheap fast food uniform. Coming to America hit theaters in 1988 and still feels fresh today. But the real facts behind the golden robes and fake burgers are better than the movie itself. Hang tight, because fact number 4 almost derailed the whole thing. Fact number 1. Queens wasn't always queens.
The people are very friendly, and you they would treat like a queen.
A lot of that gritty Queens life, you see, not actually shot in Queens. Akeem and Semi's rundown apartment building above the barbershop sits at 392 South 5th Street in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. They dressed it up to look like Outer Borough, New York, and it worked so well most people never noticed. McDowell's restaurant, the hilarious McDonald's knockoff, that was a real Wendy's at 85-07 Queens Boulevard in Elmhurst that they took over and rebranded for filming. The place became a minor tourist spot for years until it got demolished. The movie stitched real spots together to sell this perfect fish-out-of-water New York vibe, and it still feels more authentic than half the actual boroughs. Fact number 2. Eddie and Arsenio basically played half the movie. Eddie Murphy didn't just carry the lead, he disappeared into 4 roles: Prince Akeem, barbershop owner Clarence, cranky old Jewish customer Saul, and the hilariously bad soul singer Randy Watson of Sexual Chocolate. Rick Baker's makeup was so convincing that even Jesse Jackson reportedly didn't spot Eddie under the prosthetics at first. Arsenio Hall kept up, playing Semi plus Barbara Morris, Reverend Brown, and that over-the-top woman at the club. The two of them turned the film into this joyful showcase of quick-change comedy, and those barbershop scenes still crack people up on every rewatch.
Hey, what's up, brother? You a little late for the Christmas pageant.
Fact number 3. Paramount really did push for a white actor. Eddie and Arsenio wanted the cast to feel authentic to the story. Paramount executives got nervous about an almost all-black ensemble and insisted on including at least one white actor. They gave Murphy and Hall a short list of names. The pair picked Louis Anderson to play awkward McDowell's employee Maurice. Louis later joked it was one of the best career moves he ever made, even if it started as studio pressure. He brought this sweet, clumsy energy that fit perfectly, and the character even popped up again decades later in the sequel. Fact number 4. The on-set blow-up that nearly ended it. Tensions between Eddie Murphy and director John Landis had been simmering since their earlier work on Trading Places. By coming to America, Eddie was a superstar, and the power dynamic had shifted. Things got ugly when Murphy heard Landis was talking behind his back about ego and money. At one point, Eddie grabbed Landis by the throat. Murphy later confirmed the incident, saying the director stayed on his toes for the rest of the shoot. They finished the movie, but the personal relationship never fully recovered. All that friction somehow helped fuel one of Eddie's warmest, most confident performances.
Don't use the bucket. It'll just confuse you.
Fact number 5. The lawsuit that exposed Hollywood accounting. After the film became a massive hit, grossing around $288 million worldwide on a roughly $30 to $36 million budget, humorist Art Buchwald sued Paramount. He claimed the studio based the story on his earlier treatment called King for a Day. Buchwald won the breach of contract case. Then came the wild part. Paramount argued the movie had made no net profit despite all that box office cash. Their creative bookkeeping, distribution fees, overhead, Eddie's gross participation made it look like a loser on paper. The case became legendary for highlighting how studios could turn huge successes into accounting zeros. Buchwald eventually settled, but it's shown a harsh light on the way Hollywood math really works. Fact number 6. Real royals in a real lawsuit.
I was seeing him.
Then he must have told you about his wife in Zamunda.
He's married?
No, but he will be soon.
Zamunda is pure fiction, but the royal costumes and palace energy pulled from African traditions with plenty of Hollywood flair added on. The movie even printed Akeem's face on the fictional currency. Interestingly, a real African prince named Oman Oba Adel Muftau later sued, claiming the story ripped off his own life. That suit got dismissed, but it showed how the fairy tale premise hit close to home for some. The film walked a fun line, respectful enough to feel celebratory, silly enough to let Eddie and Arsenio go full throttle. Fact number 7. Paula Abdul brought the dance heat. That lavish opening royal dance sequence in Zamunda, choreographed by a young Paula Abdul. She was still early in her career and had to prove herself fast to director John Landis. The energy she brought helped set the tone for the whole movie's joyful mix of culture and comedy. Some of those early scenes pushed close to an R rating because of the steaminess, but they dialed it back just enough for PG-13. The dancing still pops off the screen today. Fact number 8. It's sneakily sharp about class and identity. Under the big laughs and romance, the movie quietly says something real. Akeem wants genuine love, not someone chasing his crown or money, yet he shows up in Queens acting like he's roughing it while still flashing royal attitude. The barbershop crew serves as this perfect everyday chorus on race, boxing, and life in New York. Cleo McDowell building his empire by copying McDonald's? That's the film winking at hustle, imitation, and American capitalism. It's a feel-good story on the surface, but underneath it's got smart things to say about privilege, culture clash, and figuring out who you really are. Fact number 9. The perfect trading places Easter egg. When Akeem hands a bag of cash to 2 homeless guys on the street, most people miss it the first time. Those guys are Ralph Bellamy and Donna Meche, the greedy Duke brothers from Eddie's earlier hit Trading Places. It's this tiny, wordless crossover that ties the 2 John Landis movies together beautifully. The Trading Places theme even sneaks in for a second. It's the kind of inside joke that makes repeat viewings way more fun. Fact number 10. Why it still feels brand new.
Oh no, you can stay a little while longer. I just put some delicious hors d'oeuvres in the oven, son.
So why does Coming to America hold up so well after all these years? It's simple, really. The movie delivers big laughs, sweet romance, killer musical moments, and that satisfying happy ending without ever feeling cynical or mean. Eddie wanted to prove he could be a charming leading man while still being hilarious, and he nailed it. The barbershop debates feel timeless. The culture clash humor lands cleanly, and the pure joy Murphy and Hall bring never dates. In a sea of ironic comedies and endless franchises, this one plays it straight on the heart and goes wild on the comedy, and that combo still works every single time. There you have it. One confused prince, one very fake fast food empire, a bunch of unforgettable barbershop rants, and a movie that survived real drama, lawsuits, and Hollywood bookkeeping to become a genuine classic. Next time you throw it on, you'll spot all those little real-life stitches holding the fantasy together, and you'll probably laugh even harder.
Tell me, Simi, honestly, how do I look?
I think it is time to find your queen.